Hello, boys and girls. Greg from the Scary Spirits Podcast here to make you another cocktail. This week's cocktail is the Voo Dew Cocktail. And as always, is the featured cocktail in today's episode. I'm going to start with our rocks glass with ice. To that, we're going to add coconut rum, 1 ounce. Silver rum, 1/2 an ounce. Pineapple juice, 1 ounce. Then, boys and girls, we're going to top with Mountain Dew, whatever variety you choose. I have chosen Diet Mountain Dew. And we give it a stir. If you want to be fancy, you can garnish with a grilled pineapple wedge. There you have it, boys and girls, the Voo Dew. It's pretty good. Definitely get the coconut and the pineapple. Definitely a lanai drink. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy the podcast. See ya.
Greg has many gifts, the foremost being his incredible wife. But he has other gifts as well, including a love of Hammer horror films, or possibly the beautiful actresses that star in them. And this week's episode of the Scary Spirits Podcast, Plague of the Zombies from 1966, does not disappoint, with 2 Hammer glamour girls. If you listen to this episode, you can learn a little about them, because one more gift that Greg possesses is a love of learning. And all lifelong learners surround themselves with reference books, and Greg is no exception. He has the Bible of Hammer beauties, Hammer glamour classic images from the archive of Hammer films. Do you have that kind of dedication to your passion? If not, $29.99 on Amazon.com can get you started. Cheers!
Welcome to the Scary Spirits Podcast. Please be advised that the presenters may use adult language and or discuss adult situations. This podcast is not intended for younger listeners or those that may be easily offended. So, if you're ready, let's go.
Hello, boys and girls. I'm Greg.
Hi everyone, I'm Karen.
And welcome to the Scary Spirits Podcast, the podcast that combines the two very different but highly compatible worlds of scary films and alcoholic spirits.
What could possibly go wrong?
Indeed. How are you, Karen?
Did you forget where you were for a second?
Well, I lost for a moment. What are we combining again?
What is it we do?
But yes.
I'm doing great.
So I had to refer to my notes, yes.
He just paused, that's all. I'm doing great. How are you, Greg?
I'm okay, Karen.
Ready for a new year?
It's not, if you're ready,
It's just your turn.
turn.
Not about whether you're ready or not. It's just your turn. So here we go. Well, we've
I
got
hope
this.
it's better than the last.
We can only hope. Would you like to tell us what movie you've chosen for us?
Oh, was this film my choice, Karen?
Well, it's a Hammer film, so
Oh, well, yeah, there you go.
of course.
Film I have chosen, Karen, is a Hammer production called The Plague of the Zombies from 1966.
Interesting choice. Is it just a Hammer film, or do you have a
I
connection?
I thought it was originally just because it's a Hammer film last week, but I do have a connection, Karen.
See, look at you.
I know. This film was released on January 14th, 1966, which is just 7 days from today, boys and girls, if you're listening when this episode goes live. This is our first episode in the new year, Karen.
That's exciting.
Isn't it, though?
Yeah, I guess the last one was New
New
Year's
Year's
Eve.
Eve. Yeah.
Oh, well, Happy New Year.
Yes.
Look at
Happy
that.
New Year.
Let's go. New Year, we made it. Woo! Look at us.
I have a cocktail as well, Karen.
As you should.
It is called the Voo Dew Cocktail.
That's very clever.
I know, right? I wish I'd come up with it.
You found it. That counts.
But no, it was Pepsi who came up with it. So we're going to need Mountain Dew, about 4 ounces, coconut rum, 1 ounce, silver rum, 1/2 an ounce, pineapple juice, 1 ounce. I almost said pineapple rum, Karen. I got some of that. I could have used it.
You could do that too.
Pineapple wedge, grilled, 1. Ice as needed. We're going to fill our rocks glass with ice, Karen. Then we're going to add coconut rum, silver rum, pineapple juice, and top with Mountain Dew. Then we stir and garnish with grilled pineapple, if we so desire, Karen.
That seems to imply it's more of a summer drink, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think I could be out grilling pineapple right now. I mean, I guess I could, but it'd be a little difficult.
Yeah. Little.
I don't have an indoor grill. Do you have an indoor grill on your stove?
We do not.
No, see. So we're not fancy. There you go.
Nope. Hence, we have no grilled pineapple.
Wah wah.
And as I said, it's from PepsiCoPartners.com, Karen.
Do they own any of the liquor? I guess not, because they didn't use brand names.
They did not. So there you go. Should we give our friends and listeners time to make their own Voo Dew cocktail? Because I'm sure they all have Mountain Dew in their fridge. Well,
who doesn't? If you have teenage boys, you do. Yes, let's do that.
Hold on. And we're back.
Yes, we are.
My wife likes Mountain Dew, Karen, so.
Really? I've never really liked it.
Just another reason she's a gift.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. That's what I said. I was always a Jolt Cola girl. All the caffeine, or all the sugar and twice the caffeine, which is pretty much what Mountain Dew is, isn't it?
Pretty much, but we drink diet, Karen, or she drinks diet, so I'm drinking diet, which I would anyway, probably.
But it still has the caffeine, doesn't it?
I assume. I hope it's more, actually.
Because you need that extra boost that you're not getting from the sugar.
All right, Karen, might you have a brief synopsis for us of this film from 1966?
I do.
Go on, tell us all the story.
It's very brief, but it's very concise and appropriate. A medical professor and his daughter link a Cornish epidemic to a village squire's voodoo.
Thank you, Karen. We are a match. You are correct. That is.
I mean, whoever wrote that, dang.
Short and to the point.
They can summarize.
All right, Karen, tell us everything you were pleasantly surprised by or really enjoyed in this film from way, way back in 1966. Look, this year ends in 6/2, Karen. Look at that.
Got a nice anniversary.
Does that make it 50 years old?
No.
Yeah. 60 years old.
Yeah.
Well, I would have no
In your
idea.
dreams. In your dreams,
I would
Greg.
have no idea how old you would be if you were born in the mid 60s now, Karen.
That's just crazy.
All right, go on. Tell us everything you really enjoyed.
It's good. I mean, it's fine. I'll say it's fine. Overall, I didn't not enjoy watching it. The acting's good, I think, especially for the type of film it is. The acting's quite good. Some of the effects are pretty good. Some are not, but again, 1966, are we really going to judge what they were capable of? It's obviously a lower budget film, I think. I recognize some of the sets we've seen in other films, so I don't think it had money to blow. The story's fine. I think, well, I'm not going to say that now. That's pretty much all I have. Did you have anything specific that you really liked?
Well, it's a Hammer film, Karen. It's got all the stuff.
Yeah, costumes were good too.
And I'd say, what we mean is it's got good costumes, good sets, good acting for the most part. It's a Hammer film. And unfortunately, it also has bad blood, but we'll get to that later. And I think it's a good Hammer film. I mean, Hammer's not universal. Let's just say that. But some ways I like it better, but this is a good Hammer film, I think.
I agree.
As far as story, acting, the whole nine. It didn't have to resort to nudity and things like that, Karen.
Oh, sorry.
We do have two Hammer Glamour girls in it, though, so I'll take that too as a win-win.
I think I recognized them both, actually.
I don't think you did.
No? The blonde one wasn't in a previous.
This is the only film she is in. Hammer film.
Really? She's
in other films. She's lots of. She actually started acting before the other Hammer Glamour girl, who you probably know better. But
I thought I recognized the blonde from another. But again, they have a look. So,
all right, Karen, tell us: is there anything you did not care for, Karen?
it's a little slow. It's draggy, I think, especially. It just seems to take a while to get where we're going. I would have liked to seen more background where he picked up his skills and all that. They mentioned he traveled, but I would have liked to have seen him learning some of these skills or why he learned them or why he was interested in them.
Who?
The squire.
Squire.
Sorry.
Okay.
The squire. When they try to make the day look like night, they do not succeed in this film. But, okay, it's nitpicky. I thought it kind of had a big plot hole in it. I don't really understand why he wanted to turn the daughter into a zombie. Like, it almost seemed like he sort of liked her, maybe wanted to romance her or something. I didn't get what the end game was there. For me, it just seemed like, why is he doing that? I would think he would be more interested in hypnotizing her to be his wife or something. I don't know. The lead up to it seemed romantic. And then all of a sudden he just decides and I never understand why they place these things in small towns where they're going to either run out of people or there's just not a lot. If you were in London, you could do that. I mean, it turns out they needed to be near the mine. I get that. But at the same time, they were killing half the villagers. And that's not smart zombie making. I'm just going to say it. Then, the blood's bad. But I really liked the last, 15 minutes or so, I should say. Do you have anything you didn't like?
Some of the effects aren't great.
I should say, wait, let me say something while I'm thinking of it, because I forgot to say it in what I liked, and you just reminded me with the effects.
I think I know what you're about to say.
when the zombies were smoking and catching on fire because they were burning in the house, I thought that was a cool connection. It kind of went above and beyond, I thought, the level of of my expectations of this film. The connection there of how and because at first they started smoking, and because that's what would have happened in where they're burning in another part of the room, their voodoo dolls. So because he shows how he can manipulate the zombies by the voodoo doll when he has his henchmen take the girl from laying down to standing up, and she does it. So they show that whatever the voodoo doll is going through, the person is. And so we see that. I just thought and they were really on fire. those those zombies. So I don't know how long those people in those suits had to deal with it. But I liked that connection. So I'm sorry I didn't say that at first. Okay, go on with what you didn't like.
Well, no, I was just about to say that now that I think about it, the makeup is really good. I think on the zombies too.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah. They
And
probably had those contacts that hurt their eyes,
the only bad thing was her head, her decapitated head.
That's hard to do, though.
And at
Come
one
on.
point, there's like obviously a fog machine in the corner of the cemetery or something.
Yes, you can almost see it.
Yeah. But other than that, it's pretty good. You mentioned the day-night thing. I mean, it wasn't the best, but I knew it was supposed to be nighttime, and I think that's all that matters.
I guess, but you could see the blue skies in the background,
Yes,
sort of.
well, they did lots. That's because I didn't mention earlier, they have lots of nice shots in this, I think.
They should have shot down instead of up.
Yeah, they did. There were lots of up shots.
Yeah. But in those instances where it's supposed to be night, you can see the clouds and the blue sky, even though it's dimmed. Yeah. I get the blue filter. They tried at least. They didn't just film it in the day and expect us to think it's night. They made an effort. I think that's what I like about the whole film. You can see there's an effort to it. But also, I interrupted you again, so go on.
Also, some of the props aren't great. The dolls are silly, I think. The voodoo dolls. I mean, you didn't put a lot of work into those, Karen. Just saying.
You can tell when they're female and when they're not.
That's true. That's true. He is anatomically correct in his voodoo doll molding.
Well, that's what I mean. I'd like to see more of, what are they made? Like, what's the process? He just kind of comes back, this voodoo master. I don't know.
Yeah, they look like Play-Doh.
It did.
Like if you took all the Play-Doh colors and mixed them together so they were like an ugly gray. That's what it would look like. That's all I wrote. I mean,
do you think it dragged a little to get?
It could be a tad long, but I mean, it's an hour and a half. I checked time twice. And the very first time, it was almost exactly halfway through.
But I think at that point, I think I did the same. And I thought, wow, there's still a long way to go in this. Because I was only about halfway through.
Anything else, Karen?
No, I think it's pretty good. I'm not sure why I'd never heard of it. Because it is, usually you have all of the categories: vampire, Dracula, Frankenstein, Invisible Man, all the things. And usually there's the zombies in there. And I've never heard of this.
Yeah. Do you remember when we watched The Reptile?
Yes.
Had Jacqueline Pearson, who was in this film.
Yes, that's where I recognize. Yes. Girl.
Yeah, in that film, she was the reptile, right? She
was
the main character. This film, they did this film on the same soundstage, studios, everything, and they started filming 3 days after they finished that one.
So the sets are the same.
They are, like the cemetery and whatnot.
Yeah, the cemetery for sure. I think they've used that more than twice.
Yes.
Because the pub's up at the top, and then you go down the steps. Yep. And then the kind of
filmed at Bray Studios in Ireland, and I assume every Hammer film that is filmed there uses these same sets. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. In the Hammer Glamour book, in the chapter about Diane Clare, who plays Sylvia, there's a picture of her standing in street clothes, what she's just wearing to work that day, in front of part of the mine. You can see the big spoked wheel or whatever. And behind her, you can see
the big gear. Looks like
a big gear. Yeah. And behind her, you can see clearly like an aluminum building that
Hmm.
That's like part of the studios. So, all right, Karen, what kind of cocktail rating do you want to give this film?
I think it's a strong 3. I don't think it's better than that. I mean, it's not great, but I think it's really good for its genre. I think it's a low budget film that exceeds expectation.
I agree. 3 cocktails. All right, Karen, would you like to hear a review from the time?
Oh, you found one?
I did. I found one.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
But first, I have to tell you, Karen, this has a 6.6 out of 10 approval rating on IMDb, a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes.
92.
What do you think Google users think, Karen?
I'm going to go 90%. You just shook your head, so I did not get it.
I'm going to give you that one, Karen, because it's 91%.
Ah,
So close.
Someday I'm going to hit it right on the head.
I think you have before. Well, I know you did the time you cheated.
Well, but I told you I cheated. So,
But I think you've done it at least once.
Without cheating.
Mm-hmm. Review I have is from Variety. And thankfully it's short because it's from Variety.
They don't get descriptive at Variety.
Filmed at Ireland's Bray Studios, The Plague of the Zombies is a well-made horror programmer about strange happenings a century ago in a small town on the moors, Karen. Peter Bryan is credited with the script, which brings Andre Morel, I think it's Morel, a distinguished medical professor, and daughter Diane Clare to the boondocks town where former pupil Brooke Williams isn't having much luck in his new practice. And those are all the actors' names, not the characters.
I was going to say, crap, did I watch the wrong thing?
No, they're talking about Sir James, Sylvia, and Dr. Peter.
Okay.
A dozen people have died mysteriously, and local squire, John Carson, meaning Clive Hamilton, won't permit autopsies. Jacqueline Pierce, who plays Alice, Williams's wife, who was Dr. Peter, isn't looking too good either. The formula scripting involves about 55 minutes of seeding with various unexplained incidents, followed by an explanation of the diabolical forces involved. Then, in the last 35 minutes, the demons are foiled.
Oh, well, there you go. Can't tell if that's just a summary. That's not even an opinion.
Nope. It does say a well-made horror.
That's true.
Programmer.
That's true.
I would agree. All right, Karen, before we get into the plague of the zombies, scene by scene, would you like to tell everyone what film you've chosen for us next week?
I would love that.
We would all love to hear it.
I have chosen from 1999 the horror classic, Lake Placid.
Any reason you chose that film, Karen?
I can tell this is going to be one my mom would have watched on a Saturday afternoon. I chose it because the podcast, if you listen in order, comes out on January 14th. And 3 days later, on January 17th, is Betty White's birthday. And Betty White stars in this horror film.
Any idea how old Betty White would be on January 17th, Karen?
If she was still with us, she was getting up there. But I don't know.
104, Karen. Do we have a cocktail to go along with?
We do.
This, what did you call it? This classic? Or...
This horror classic. We have a cocktail from makemeacocktail.com called the Crocodile. You're going to need 2 ounces of vodka, 1 ounce of mezcal, 1 ounce of triple sec, and 2 ounces of lemon juice. Add all the ingredients to a cocktail shaker with ice, shake well for 10 to 15 seconds, and strain into a chilled cocktail glass. And then serve.
So it's tequila?
Vodka, tequila, and triple sec with a little lemon juice.
Okay.
A spicy margarita, it looks like a margarita with vodka.
We
So
got to rim
extra.
our glass.
No,
All right.
no. I don't know why it's called the crocodile. It's just that's what make me a cocktail.com called it. And I thought, well, that fits. So we're going with it.
All right. I'm sure we all look forward to that, Karen. So this is pretty late in Betty White's career.
Well, no,
Well,
it's
no, it's
25
20 years
years
ago. Yeah,
ago.
you're right.
I mean, 26 years ago, 27 years ago now, almost. So sure,
She was in her 70s.
yeah, she was older.
All right. Are you ready to get into Plague of the Zombies, scene by scene, Karen?
Let's do that.
Plague of the Zombies from 1966. Where did you watch this film, Karen?
Archive.org.
I did as well. Did you have problems finding it?
I did have problems finding it. Greg had to send me the link. I don't know why I couldn't find it, but I couldn't.
Yeah, it's one of those, it's kind of hard to, if you don't want to pay for like some subscription or some shit, trial.
I couldn't even find it on Amazon. I mean, I saw where I could buy it,
Yeah.
or it was part of compilations of Hammer films, but I didn't see it on there. But I didn't see it on Archive.org,
There are
so I
other
don't know.
places you can pay for it though. So, and in the United Kingdom, Karen, it was originally rated X,
Okay.
but when the DVD was released, it was downgraded to 12. So that just means 16 to 12. We have credits and we see voodoo drummers, Karen.
Well, we're not in the woods. We're starting off with racist drumming. Usually we start off with a carriage in the woods, but this is a new approach.
And there's a voodoo ceremony with a voodoo doll question mark, I wrote. Female question mark, I wrote.
Well, there's no question there. It's female.
And then we get a shot of Jacqueline Pierce in bed, who plays Alice. And there's some incantations, and she repeats it in her sleep.
And her
And then-
arm bleeds.
Yeah, she has a wound on her hand that begins to bleed. And then I wrote, a bottle of hammer blood is poured onto the doll. She wakes up screaming. Then we have title and the rest of the credits. Film begins, and we are apparently at an English estate, I wrote, Karen. And who we learn is Sir James is there, I guess, on vacation, and he's practicing his fly fishing in his study or whatever the hell it is.
I think he's making the
Flies.
lures. They just call them flies.
Mhm.
Okay. Yes, because he's got them all in a little box.
Well, that's what fly fishermen do.
Well, I thought at first I thought they were little plants, but then I realized what they were. Well, I don't fly fish, Greg.
I don't either, Karen. So then his daughter comes in, who we learn is Sylvia, and reads him a letter from Dr. Peter,
Who
Dr.
is
Peter Thompson.
his old student, but Dr.
also-
Peter's wife is a schoolmate of Sylvia's.
Yes. Apparently people are dying off, sickness, rambling on, asking for Sir James' advice. Sylvia decides they're headed to Cornwall to help him.
She wants to see her friend,
Yes.
basically. At first I thought she has a crush on this guy, but then we learn, no, she's friends with the wife.
And after she leaves, I wrote, Sir James seems worried already. Then we cut to a carriage riding through the moors during a fox hunt, Karen. So you have a carriage, just not in the woods.
No,
And it's not in
but
the
it's a
beginning.
carriage.
Sylvia sends the hunters in the opposite direction when they stop and ask if they saw where the fox went. Sir James says, I hope we don't run into him again.
Well, the weird thing is, how would you ever know that she pointed you in the wrong? I mean, it was just,
Yeah.
but yeah, they're mad at her. They're going to be mad
Well,
at
they
her
are
later.
going to. Carriage arrives in town just in time for a funeral, apparently, carrying a body through the city. The fox hunters arrive.
Pissed because she pointed them in the wrong direction. But how would they have known? They didn't know where the fox was. How would they know?
I don't know. And in the commotion, the coffin is dropped and it breaks open. We see a body in it, and Sylvia is appalled. The fox hunter, one of the fox hunters, I think his name is Denver,
Oh, I didn't know their names.
tells Sylvia to stay out of his sight.
Yes, he's pissed.
So then they run into a guy who is the dead guy's brother, and he tells them to leave them all alone. So they go see Dr. Peter. Alice answers the door, who is Jacqueline Pierce, but she does not recognize her old friend at first.
She looks a little worse for wear.
She tells them the doctor is not there. She does eventually recognize them and, of course, invites them in. But Sir James is worried about the cut on Alice's arm. And I wrote, she isn't looking too good. But she refuses to let him look at her cut.
She says, my husband's a doctor. He says it's fine.
So then Sir James looks around.
And Alice keeps apologizing for the condition of the house. And I kept thinking, it's a little cluttered, but it's not bad. Trust me, if someone shows up unannounced at my door, my house looks way worse than that. And I would too. If you showed up at my door unannounced, if I opened it, if I chose to open it, it would be like, not that I look all glammed up when we do a podcast, but I look like I'm homeless. So it would be a shock to anyone who came in unannounced in my home.
You're comfortable. You're comfortable in your palatial.
Yeah,
estate,
but it would be way more cluttered. And I was just laughing. I was like, she keeps apologizing. And I was like, oh my God, looks pretty good to me. But anyway.
Sylvia brings them tea. Dr. James is wondering if they have something stronger than tea.
Yeah.
He says, well, it doesn't matter. I'll sneak out later. Then Sir James goes into the village to see what he can find about what is going on in the town.
Yeah, he's nice. He says to his daughter, you guys go catch up, which is nice. I'm going to go into town and see what I can find out.
So, of course, he goes to the bar.
The pub, yeah, as you do.
Yep. And I wrote, the doctor's there, and is he having a brandy? Because it's like in a little sniffer glass.
Well, yeah, because he's fancy.
And then the dead man's brother, who is Tom, is there, and he doesn't want to let the doctor do a post-mortem. Angry townsfolk blame the doctor for all the deaths.
Yeah, because he's like, you came here. They talk about there have been 12 deaths, and he's been there only 12 months. That's one a month, and why can't he figure out what's going on? They go back and forth, and he's like, well, if you'd let me do an autopsy, maybe I could figure it out. And they said, no, you're not cutting them up. Back and forth.
Sir James enters. We learn he is a professor of medicine.
Right as things are getting intense,
Dr. Peter was his pupil.
One of his best.
Sir James buys everyone a drink.
That usually works.
So then they leave the Gardener's Arms. They sell ales and porters according to their signage, Karen. They leave and they have dinner. Sir James sends the girls to bed and tells them the men will do the dishes. He and Dr. Peter.
I said, that's something right there.
Dr. Peter drinks and Sir James smokes a cigar. They discuss the disease afflicting the town. Those that are infected have loss of appetite and skin color. Dr. Peter tells Sir James he was not permitted to do any autopsies, and there's no coroner in town. Sir James is appalled. The squire runs the town, and his name is Clive Hamilton.
He also says loss of appetite, loss of skin color, slowing reflexes. Doesn't he say kind of like Alice? Or is that later? The professor says you might want to take a look at your wife.
Yeah.
But whatever. Is this your first time listening to the Scary Spirits podcast? Or maybe you're a regular listener, but missed a few along the way. No worries. Not only can you find every episode on our website, scaryspirits.com, but you'll also get to enjoy awesome show notes too. I just want to say we really appreciate your support. Now let's get back to the show.
Then we cut to Clive smoking a cigar, and he's wearing the voodoo ring we saw earlier, Karen, during the voodoo ceremony.
Yeah, I said that ring's going to give us a clue.
And something is apparently happening that night.
Yes. And he has the weirdest sideburns. They come all the way across his face, almost to his nose, right at his cheekbones, kind of. Just to give you, he's very villainous looking.
So then Alice and Sylvia talk about some wealthy man. I wrote, I assume it's Squire Clive.
They admit that later, but
As Sylvia hangs up her unmentionables in her wardrobe, Karen.
yeah, Alice is talking to Sylvia about this eligible bachelor guy, saying she could do worse, you know. But we learn Peter doesn't like him.
But then Sylvia begins to think Alice is trying to warn her. So then we see the boys doing the dishes. Sir James says they will dig up one of the bodies. He doesn't need no order of exhumation, Karen.
They're just going to go that night. There's a full moon. That's all
It'll
they
be
need.
great.
Yeah, easy peasy.
Sylvia watches Alice leave the house that evening and walk through the village from her window.
We should also mention the men break 2 dishes.
Sylvia, of course, follows her, and she walks by a clock, and I said, it's either like 2 a.m. or 10 after 11. I couldn't decide which one it was.
Well, she left right away. She didn't even give Sylvia hadn't even changed into her pajamas.
That's true.
She just left.
Yeah, that was a missed opportunity here and there.
Yeah, right? See? I was expecting the white flowing gown.
Alice walks through the ferns. Sylvia follows. And then they arrive at a mill. I wrote question mark.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was.
Abandoned. Someone cast a shadow over Alice. I wrote, this is a nice shot because the hand comes up.
Yeah, that was cool. The shadow of the hand, yeah.
Then we cut to Tom, the dead guy's brother, sees Sylvia. The fox hunters chase her and corner her. They surround her.
Yeah, this was pretty intense, I thought, because she's out by herself, and then these henchmen we don't really know much about surround her on their horses. There was good shots there of the horses, I thought, like from her perspective.
Fox hunters take Sylvia to a house. And right here, I mentioned the filter because it's nighttime. And they all draw cards. Ace is high, apparently.
For her.
Yeah.
To see who gets to have her. Which I thought, again, very intense scene.
Yeah. Denver gets the King of Hearts, so he gets to go first.
Yeah.
And they talk about this scene in the Hammer Glamour book.
I was disturbed by it.
So they talk about her starring in the film with Andre Morel and Jacqueline Pierce. But it says neither one of them was very impressed with Diane, it's been reported. Her performance may have lacked their sophistication, but she is the perfect foil to the cantankerous Sir James and the world-weary Alice. When Sylvia is captured by Squire Hamilton and his predatory gang, her virginal innocence makes their threatened abuse all the more distressing.
It was an interesting scene for them to put in because they don't usually have that kind of stuff. It's like when they put that one scene with Peter Cushing in. Remember the rape scene? It almost seemed like they just, it was intense, and it does show that the henchmen are henchmen, you know, and amoral or whatever. It does add a little bit to the plot that way, but it was intense, I thought.
Then Squire Clive enters and tells them to leave her alone, and he backhands Denver. He tells them all to get out. Not his house, just the room.
Yeah.
So Clive apologizes and says he knew nothing about what was going on. Sylvia demands to be taken home. Sylvia says she will walk. Clive warns her that she may be attacked. She says, I was already attacked right here in your house.
Yeah, I thought that was a good line.
She threatens to go to the police. Clive promises to make the men suffer for what they could have done to her, Karen. And Sylvia agrees not to go to the police. Good day. She walks, but he does warn her as she leaves that there's tombs under the grounds and it may sink.
The old tin mines have tunnels underneath.
Tin mine. Okay. Tunnels under the grounds. Okay.
Yeah, so that there could be sinkholes.
So then Denver comes in and tells Clive everything is ready, master. Calls him master. And we see Sir James and Dr. Peter in a cemetery. I wrote it looks very familiar.
It does.
Cut to Sylvia walking back. She finds the mill. Then she sees a man holding Alice, zombie-looking guy. He drops her. She falls. She on. Karen, I wrote.
Yeah, so I don't really... He obviously, the master, called Alice to him, I think. but she never quite made it, or I don't know. I mean, I get that we need Alice to be deceased, but I just didn't understand what was happening.
Apparently, the mine is very close to the house because they go into the mine from the house all
Yeah,
the time.
yeah.
Well, at least a part of the mine, anyway.
So I don't know. But anyway, let's stop for 1 second and talk about tin mining in England. It
Yes,
was
let's do that.
it was primarily in Cornwall and Devon and was a vital industry for a millennia, from prehistoric times through the Bronze Age for bronze making and into the 20th century, peaking during the Industrial Revolution before declining with the last major mine closing in 1998.
Hmm.
It said it starts around 2000 BC, like crucial for bronze making, and Britain was a key player in the ancient trade. That's why the Romans invaded Britain, partly to control the valuable tin resources. So it's in the right area because they're in Cornwall, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's a nice detail that they put in.
Then we see Sir James and Dr. Peter digging up a grave.
This part was kind of funny, I thought.
But
Not that
the police are right behind them.
the police are standing right behind him. And he kind of taps him on the shoulder like, we got trouble here. We've been busted.
Police threaten to charge them with body snatching. Sir James quickly opens the casket and finds it is empty. Can't be snatching bodies that aren't there, I guess, Karen.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Sir James, I wrote, asks Michael Ripper not to say anything. But Michael Ripper is playing Sergeant Jack Swift in this film. Sergeant Jack. Sergeant gives him 48 hours
To
And
figure
then-
out the mystery.
and the policemen help Dr. Peter rebury the casket.
Yeah, because they tell the old man to go in. They can handle it. You go where it's warm, they say.
So Sir James goes back to the house and sees Sylvia collapse right before she reaches the door. Next morning, apparently, Dr. Peter looking for Alice. Sir James tells Dr. Peter about Alice. She is out somewhere in the moors. She gone. I wrote, Dr. Peter in shock. He blames himself. Sir James agrees to take Dr. Peter to see her, but they must find out about the disease. Then we cut to them walking through the woods with the police. They find Tom, the dead guy's brother. Then they find Alice with hammer blood on her, laying next to a,
Right next to where Tom was. Tom's drunk in
Yeah.
the woods.
well, as you do, Karen. Sir James and Dr. Peter perform an autopsy on Alice, I guess. Well, I thought that was kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't think I would have let
Autopsy
Peter in
my
there.
own spouse.
Yeah, that would be bizarre.
There's no sign of rigor mortis. Sir James checks the cut on her wrist. He also takes a sample of her blood from her mouth and places it on a slide. He and Dr. Peter examine the blood in a microscope, Karen. They deduce it is not human. They say perhaps she was splashed by the blood of an animal. Then Sir James cuts into her. We cut to Sergeant Jack Swift questioning Tom, the dead man's brother. Sergeant Jack accuses him. Man denies it. The man claims that he saw his brother looking like a zombie, Karen.
Yep. He was drunk, but he says, I know I didn't kill her.
Sir James doesn't find anything during the autopsy. Sergeant Jack arrives. He takes Sir James to talk to Tom. He again claims he saw his brother. Sir James believes the man.
Because
Sir James leaves.
the grave that they dug up was of his brother. So there was no body there. They're starting to put the things together here.
Sir James leaves. Sergeant Jack ain't so sure. He puts the man back in his cell.
Yes.
Sir James arrives back at the house and checks on Sylvia. He questions Sylvia. He deduces that the man Sylvia saw was the man in the coffin.
Well, yes,
He
and
recognized him.
she realizes that too after a moment. I mean, he doesn't
Yeah.
look the same. He's obviously zombified, but he looks enough like the man in the coffin.
She also says that Alice was not found where she saw her with the man.
Yes, she'd been moved.
So then we see Sergeant Jack, Sir James, and Dr. Peter at the mill. I'm still calling it a mill. I don't know what it is yet. It's a mine. Oh, yeah. And then I read, oh, it's a mine. I wrote they're mining for tin. Sergeant Jack gives them some background about Squire Clive. Yes, Sergeant Jack tells them the history of the mine and how Squire Clive inherited it from the old Squire.
He just showed up. They had a lot of debts. He started paying everything off. And then all of a sudden, you had young people there and they were spending money like they had it.
Squire Clive goes to see Sylvia.
Oh, but they also say that it's haunted. People think it's haunted, the mines.
Squire Clive goes to see Sylvia,
who is just dusting knickknacks in the house after having seen a zombie and her friend dead. Maybe that's why my house isn't neat when people show up unannounced, because I wouldn't be dusting knickknacks if my friend was dead and I had seen a zombie. I don't think I'd want to be alone. She's there alone.
Yeah, I didn't notice that she was dusting knickknacks.
Yes, she was like dusting the candlesticks.
He expresses his condolences about Alice. Then Squire Clive picks up some china and Sylvia takes it from him.
That's what she was dusting. They were like candlesticks or something.
I wrote, he doesn't much care what people think about him. Sylvia offers him some sherry. Squire Clive asks Sylvia if she believes in life after death. He drinks his sherry and then accidentally drops it on purpose, I wrote.
Accidentally on purpose.
Sylvia grabs it and cuts her finger because the glass broke when it fell.
He did ask her for water, and then she said, well, perhaps you would like something stronger. So
Squire Clive then takes some of her blood into a glass and wraps the wound. Somehow that's supposed to make it better, Karen. You're going to bloodlet her a little bit, and then it'll be fine.
Well, and it's a small cut on her finger, and later we see he extracted quite a bit of blood from her. He tells her, so he pushes on it to get some of the blood out and tells her that will help prevent infection.
Yes.
But he gets a lot of blood out of there.
He leaves. He arrives at home. He sits in his office and takes the blood from his pocket. He pulls a tiny coffin out of his drawer that he has to push a special button for with a female voodoo doll in it. Then he knocks on a door and says, he is the master and commands it to be opened. And we cut to Sylvia looking at Alice's body. I guess it's just sitting in the house, Karen.
I guess.
And she begins to put two and two together about Alice's cut and hers.
I don't know how she did that, but
she's smart.
She is a smarty pants.
Cut to Alice's funeral, voodoo drums, and they pour the blood on the voodoo doll. Sylvia's cut begins bleeding. She feels faint.
I think that's a neat
escorts her away.
Connection too. We saw that earlier, that Alice's cut on her arm started to bleed more when he was doing his ritual. I mean, it's little details like that make this film a little better than others, I think.
Yeah. And then I like this part, Karen. Sir James stops the vicar and says, you must have an extensive library. Might you have some books on witchcraft and black magic?
And
vicar, yes.
Of course we do.
Oh, I would like to view them, if I may. All right. So then Sir James brings the vicar. What's a vicar, Karen?
It's like a priest, I think, right?
All right. I don't know. Brings the vicar to Dr. Peter's house. They talk about voodoo. Sir James has deduced that someone in town is practicing voodoo.
Okay, so I do have a few voodoo things. I'll start with voodoo is a misunderstood religion, often misrepresented by Hollywood and colonial propaganda as evil black magic, but it is actually a complex African-derived spiritual system focused on healing, community, ancestor reverence, and balance, playing a crucial role in Haitian history as a force for liberation, not devil worship. Misconceptions stem from colonial lies during the Haitian Revolution, media sensationalism, and misunderstanding of its spirits and practices, which emphasize harmony with nature and spirits, not harm. We'll talk about voodoo zombie lore when we get closer to that.
Next, I wrote, Sir James is now an expert because he read about the subject in the vicar's library.
Yes, in about half an hour, he's an expert.
Sir James is worried about Alice. He is going to watch over her grave with the vicar. Dr. Peter goes with him. You won't be left alone. At the cemetery, Sir James sends the vicar away because he's old and tired.
Yep.
And a man with a horned mask follows him. He chokes the vicar. Sir James and Dr. Peter hear the vicar yelling or whatever and come
In distress,
running.
yes.
And then the voodoo priest heads towards the cemetery.
It's a distraction technique. Choke the vicar as a distraction.
Sir James and Dr. Peter take the vicar home. Voodoo men begin digging up the grave. Sir James says they must go back to the cemetery. It might have been a trick.
Yeah,
He's a smart one.
He is.
They come running to the cemetery and interrupt the voodoo guys. Voodoo guys run away. But then Sir James and Dr. Peter watch as the body of Alice turns a pale green and her hair grows gray. And then Alice opens her eyes. This is a pretty good transformation scene.
It's not bad, yeah. It's all good. I like when they open. There's always a shocking...
I was just waiting for it. I knew it was going to come.
I know, but it's still always not shocking, but it's a moment in a film. You know, when you're expecting someone to be dead and then boom, their eyes open. Even when you're expecting it, it's always a nice touch.
Sir James says she's a zombie and pushes Dr. Peter away. Alice approaches Sir James. Sir James picks up a shovel, I read.
Very sharp shovel, apparently.
And decapitates her. Dr. Peter is shocked. It's really a spade, I guess.
But it's sharp.
As they are. You sharpen your shovels, don't you, Karen? And your spades?
I don't, but you'd have to get quite the swing to get that to work.
So then we could see the cemetery with a fog machine clearly in the corner, I wrote.
Yes.
We see Alice's body laying there next to her head. Then we see hands coming out of the graves. Out of all the graves, I wrote.
Yes.
Zombies surround Dr. Peter. He walks through a puddle of blood. Zombies grab Dr. Peter, and then he wakes up screaming in his house. Maybe that's why it looked like a fog machine in the corner, because it was a dream, Karen.
Maybe.
Sir James tells Dr. Peter that they buried Alice, and the vicar gave her absolution, Karen.
Yep. She gets to go to heaven.
Oh, is that what that means? There's a ghost song called Absolution. It's one of my favorites, actually, ghost songs. Damn them in their satanic show tunes.
Well, Absolution is a nice one.
Well,
unless it's denied in the song.
Depends on, what's going on in the song. Dr. Peter tells Sir James about his dream of all the dead rising in the cemetery. Sir James seems concerned. Cut to Sir James and Sergeant Jack digging up all the graves. They find them all empty, Karen.
Yep.
Sir James wants to see Tom, right now. They go to find Tom's cell is empty. Sir James says he's joined the others. He's not dead yet. One of the police officers says that, yeah, Squire Clive came to see Tom yesterday. He asked for a glass of water, and then it broke, and Tom cut himself.
We're sensing a pattern here.
Sir James goes back to the house and checks on Sylvia. He is concerned about her finger. Dr. Peter arrives. Sir James tells him not to let Sylvia out of his sight. He had one job.
One job.
Sir James has to go out again. Sir James goes to the squire's house, ? And apparently it is. Sir James knocks on the door and then invites himself in. He tells Denver he wants to see the squire. He doesn't care if he's busy.
I'm important. He needs to see me.
He has a good line about this. If I took the time to come and see him, I'm sure that he could take the time to come and see me.
Yes.
And when Denver's fetching the squire, Sir James opens a window.
Yeah, that was clever.
Squire arrives, and he comes down with a big dog. Karen, did you see the big dog? You didn't see
briefly,
much of it.
Yeah, and that because I thought, well, that's menacing, but then we don't see it again. I thought there was going to be a reason for that.
Like one of them big.
It's like a Great Dane or
dogs or Greyhound or something. It's really or a Whippet. Is that one of those big skinny dogs?
Yeah. The Salukis are big like that.
Yeah.
The Whippets are pretty small.
Before.
Yeah.
Sir James wants to talk to the squire in private. Squire pours himself some brandy. And then Sir James questions the squire about voodoo. Denver and the other hunters enter and tell Sir James to get out. Sir
Well,
James
first he
leaves.
says, I'm not leaving. And then all 5 henchmen come in and he decides, yeah, I guess I'll leave. But he doesn't go far.
No, he doesn't. He hangs out outside till all the lights go out, and then he enters the house through the window he left open.
Smart.
We see the squire making his way to his study, I guess. That's what I call it, in the dark.
Yes.
Sir James follows. Squire puts on his robe and gets his mask ready. And he holds a voodoo doll. Cut to Sylvia knitting. With Dr. Peter there.
Guarding her.
Then we cut to the mine and we see zombies working in the mine. And a man is whipping them like, oh, okay. I know. So that's why he's doing this.
Yeah. So
point.
he's got workers. But let's talk about voodoo zombies. So the voodoo zombie lore describes a corpse reanimated by a sorcerer to become a mindless, enslaved laborer created by a secret poison that mimics death, allowing for burial and then exhumation to control the victim, often by stealing their soul. These aren't the flesh-eating monsters, but rather individuals stripped of will, serving as potent symbols of oppression and loss of self, distinct from modern pop culture zombies. So the sorcerer uses a powerful psychoactive drug from a pufferfish or something, or scopolamine. Scopolamine is what I wore when I was trying to not get motion sick on a boat. Turns out I kept putting them on. I couldn't remember which one was. I had all these patches on. It's called the truth serum drug too. But anyway, I way overdid it. And I was really in bad shape when I got home. Anyway, it can induce a death-like coma, making the victim appear dead, and after burial, the zombie is exhumed and revived with another potion, losing its memory and free will. The crucial aspect is the separation of the soul's vital part from the body, often trapped in a bottle, which leaves the person a mere shell, completely subservient to the sorcerer. So that's supposedly how it works. He did have little bottles, but they had the blood, not the soul. But anyway, that's what the lore is.
So then we see the voodoo drummers. And right here, I'm wondering, did they just like hang out down there and just wait to be told?
I don't know until he's ready. And they're shirtless and they look.
They just hang out in the mine.
And there was this like banner of rings that I didn't know what that was. But yeah, it's like they sit down there in the mine like, we're up. It's go time. Yep.
Squire holds the voodoo doll with the blood on it. He recites an incantation. Sylvia repeats it. Back at her house, or Dr. Peter's house. Dr. Peter begins questioning her about it. Squire tells Sylvia to come to him. Sylvia, back at the house, begins to feel faint and asks Dr. Peter for some water. When he goes to get the water, Sylvia leaves the house. Karen.
She runs out.
Cut to Sir James in the squire's study, I wrote. The clock chimes. It's kind of a jump scare in a way. Sir James looks through the squire's desk. He finds the button for the hidden drawer that holds the tiny coffins.
Yeah, it's not very well hidden, the button, because he finds it pretty quickly.
We see that all of them have voodoo dolls covered in blood. Cut to Sylvia at the mine. She drops something. Was she just drop her handkerchief or something?
Outside the mine, yeah.
Yeah. And then I wrote zombie. I think it's Zombie Tom. Zombie Tom greets her.
Oh, I thought it was the brother, but maybe it is Tom.
Tom is the brother, the dead guy's brother.
Oh, yeah, I think it's Zombie Tom.
Sir James puts coffins in his bag. Someone's coming. Denver comes up behind Sir James and tries to stab him. They fight. Sir James hits Denver with a candlestick, Karen.
In the study.
Yes. He falls into the fire and he burns. But it was fire, not the candlestick that killed him, Karen.
True.
Sir James stabs him. Oh, I guess he stabbed him with a knife in the study after he hit him with the candlestick.
And burned him.
Yes. Sir James finds himself locked in the study with the fire.
Yeah, he's starting to... It's a good scene, I thought. He can't get out.
Panic.
Yeah.
Dr. Peter running through the woods looking for Sylvia.
Yeah, because he had one job.
Yep. Cut to the squire's study engulfed in flames. Sir James tries to get out, and then he tries to put the fire out with some curtains.
Yes, a little late for that, though. It's quite the blaze at that point.
Zombie Tom brings Sylvia down to the mine, carries her. Zombie drums again, I wrote. Sylvia opens her eyes and sees Squire Clive. He picks her up and places her on the altar. And then I wrote, he kisses her, question mark?
That's
That's the second time he's gone in real close and we never saw anything happen, really. You know what I mean? He did it in the house and then he does it here.
I know. And then I just don't know why he's changing her into a zombie, though. He seems attracted to her.
Servant enters the study. Sir James grabs him and asks him where the squire is. Servant says he is in the mine. Dr. Peter finds Sylvia's handkerchief outside the mine.
Apparently, you can only be turned into a zombie on an altar, too, because he has to put her up there.
And then we see Sir James running through the woods. There is that big gear apparently is an elevator.
Yes. Wait, who's running through the woods?
I wrote Sir James.
Oh. Oh, because he's getting to the mine. Okay.
Yeah.
But he didn't go through the house like the other people. No, he went through the woods.
Squire pulls a very large knife, Karen. Dr. Peter arrives on the elevator. I guess
and Sylvia
is with him too, but
yeah, Sylvia freaks out. She comes out of her stupor when she sees the knife.
Then zombies are beginning to smoke as their voodoo dolls begin catching on fire.
Yes.
Dr. Peter arrives and stops the squire from stabbing Sylvia. I wrote, flaming zombies in the mine. Dr. Peter frees Sylvia.
Takes him a little bit, but he does it.
Zombies close in on the man, I wrote. I guess
they're kind of going, they're going after the squire.
Dr. Peter, Sylvia, and Sir James go up the elevator in the mine. Squire and the other men attacked by zombies. Mine is on fire. Dr. Peter, Sir James, and Sylvia make their escape as the mine goes up in flames, but they do stop to watch a little small explosion.
Yes. Spectacular fashion at the end.
And then I wrote, there's a nice upshot here, but we see the blue sky and white clouds, white fluffy clouds.
But they're watching it burn.
Looked like a beautiful day.
It did.
In the moors.
Yes, very nice.
Mine collapses. Credits. The end. And for those of you wondering, Diane Clare is on pages 38 and 39 in the Hammer Glamour book.
For those of you following along.
Yes. It's a very nice picture of her. She's cute, I think.
Yeah, she's sweet. She looks sweet.
Yeah, apparently she retired at age 29 to begin a family.
I was going to say, she probably got married.
Yep. And of course, we've already talked about Jacqueline Pierce. But in the Hammer Glamour book, she's on page 116, 117, 118, and 119, Karen. And then if you keep reading, Ingrid Pitt is next in the Hammer Glamour book.
Oh, well, then you should definitely keep reading.
Keep reading, yes. And who's next after that? Stephanie Powers, yeah.
How can you even put that book down, Greg?
Oh, my God. I'm just going on and on and on. Very educational reading, boys and girls, Hammer Glamour. It's a reference book. All right, Karen, what did you think of the Voo Dew Cocktail?
It's okay. I like the little fizz. I like the fizz that's added with the dew, but I'm not a big Mountain Dew fan.
Yahoo! Mountain Dew!
But I like the fizz it adds to it. Gives it a little something, something, I think. And there's sweetness to that too, so. And I like all the ingredients. So it's good.
Anything we learned today, Karen?
We learned about tin mining and voodoo zombies and just how misunderstood voodoo is. I think you got a ghost reference in there.
I did, a ghost reference. That's a new one. I don't think I've ever gotten a ghost reference in.
Maybe not.
All right. Anyone you need to thank this week, Karen?
Well, we always need to thank our listener. There's a lot of podcasts out there. We really appreciate it when you spend time with us. What about you, Greg? Who do you need to thank?
Karen, I need to thank our listeners in the Beaver State.
I don't even know where that is. Michigan?
No, that would be Oregon, Karen.
Oregon. Oh, okay.
The Beaver State. And the band Verse 13 for providing all of the music in the Scary Spirits podcast.
Music definitely makes the podcast better.
Anything else, Karen?
Please drink responsibly, and Happy New Year. Again, I think I said that last time, but you know what? It bears repeating.
Yes. Yes, you did.
Hey, it's Karen, and I'm here to talk to you about getting social with us. Did you know you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Scary Spirits Podcast? Or check out our website, scaryspirits.com. If you have something to say, email us at info@scaryspirits.com. And as always, thanks so much for listening. Please drink responsibly.